Hey everybody, Dan here for Argo Comics, where we do not just make independent comics, we promote independent comics. I have a stack of independent comics to go over with you. These are not reviews, these are just a whole video showing the comics that I've picked up. Indie comics, yes, I do like mainstream comics as well. Here's a Captain America hat. Okay, Superman shirt. Okay, I'm all down for it, but there are plenty of videos out there covering the mainstream. I want to shine the spotlight on some of these independent comics, so I'm going to ask you to subscribe. Let's get those numbers up. We closing in on 200. Not that much really to make it to that number, but you know, I guess people are watching, maybe not hitting subscribe, so please do that. Like the video, leave a comment. Tell me what independent comic you're into right now, okay? And maybe I should go check it out. I need your recommendations. I can't find them all. I find a good number of them. As you know, my taste tends to lean towards the superheroes, but, you know, put it out there. What do you like? Also, I have a pre-launch page for the new Kickstarter, Thunder Guard, which is a Thunder Zone Kickstarter. It's going to have 6 creator-owned characters, different creators, coming all together to make a great indie book. That'll be up on Kickstarter, but right now, the pre-launch page is up. So I'm going to leave that link in the description below as well. All right. Talking of Kickstarter, first book I have here is from Kickstarter. Advent Comics had a Kickstarter where they had like a superhero comic, a martial arts comic, different genres, and I chose a superhero comic. And I might have even actually had this one. Ace, okay, but I've been supporting Advent Comics quite a while now, since the beginning pretty much. I like this Bart Sears cover. Now, a lot of comics I bought right before the move. I was furiously busy packing all my lifelong belongings into pods and trying to get the house prepared for sale, and also purchasing house in a different state. So there was a lot going on, and I kind of got that period a little jumbled as far as comics. So I wasn't sure with this one, because I know I didn't get to read it. So Bart Sears cover, gotta love that. Interiors, Joseph Philip Illich. Joseph Philip Illich is the writer. Rudolph Montemayor, artist. Kyle Amon, colors. Oren Kramick, letters. And I'm guessing Tony Cottrell, who runs Advent Comics, acted as the editor to make sure everything was in line for the release. And a sample of the art, colors, letters. Okay, thought balloons you don't always see. I do use them on occasion. Guess it fell out of favor at some point, people using narration boxes, but I like them still. And we have a backup story, Ace and Enter, Casino Royale. Tony Cottrell is writing that one. Let's see, how do you pronounce that? Dheeraj Verma. Well, I've seen the name a number of times before, but I don't usually have to say it. Who does fantastic work. He's a penciler. Christian Dokolomansky Okay, as the inker, Mimo Regaldo is the colors, and Ed Dukeshire letters. Okay, and sorry when I butcher these names. Got a cool little splash page here with the number of characters. Always good to put names maybe on a page like this, because sometimes a new publisher, not that Advent is new of course, but new publishers might forget to even have the character named within the story, being that they created the character, wrote the story over months with the artist drawing it, and they kind of take it for granted that they know who the character is, forgetting that the reader does not know. So this is just well done art, as I said, and looks like a good story. Okay, so that's Advent Comics. They are in previews. This one, again, I got from Kickstarter. Get a spot to put the books down. UMC is a company that I ordered their books before through Indie Planet. We have a good number of books from Indie Planet, where I do sell Argo comics, and we have some of the earlier Thunder Zone releases, which Thunder Zone is pretty much Kickstarter books. But yeah, we ended up with Silver Sun, okay, which I bought number 1. So now number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's see. Where is... Okay, now John Curcio, I believe, is the editor in charge with UMC and Silver Sun. Yeah, Luis Sanchez, editorial director, and he does the concepts. John Curcio, editorial director, writer. Okay, there's a number of artists involved. I'm just going to show this credits page for you to freeze and get all the credits on your own, because that's quite a list. But I enjoyed number 1 enough to go back and just get all of them. Okay, and just might have been an error with the order, and the fact that I got number 2, and it might have been a cross-wiring with the listing, because I got Warriors of Tomorrow number 3. But I'll clear that up with the printer and get the correct book. But that is another book put out by UMC, Warriors of Tomorrow. Very clean looking work on that book. Looks good. But then we go back to Silver Sun number 4, and he has some other like guest starring heroes, which is pretty cool. Actually, there's maybe some on the back page also, because there's Silver Sun. Got some other characters here as well. So, again, very good looking art. Okay, they have a number of artists in these credits. So it's a little tough for me to figure out who's who, doing what. Issue number 5. Like that cover, that's a pretty cool cover. Stop in a car. Yeah, one time I had a book that was going to go through another publisher, and they said, the car ran into your character, kind of like the car ran into a character of one of our other books. And I said, well, if you're going to look for comics where there's no cars running into characters, you got to go back to like 1940 and stop Superman from doing that. And hundreds of ones that have happened since. So here's Silver Sun getting his chance. Yeah, very good art. That's Silver Sun number 5. And I got number 6, which is another cool cover. Gotta say, Silver Sun doing some work on these covers, man. Liking it. Sometimes I try to give you a estimate of what the art is like through a comparison. I don't really see anything for that cover, but the interior, say it's a little top cowish, maybe, this style. Not pointing to any particular Top Cow comic creator, just kind of like their house style, which is good stuff. Good company to be in. And that's, again, Silver Sun from UMC. Man, I thought I had a couple more Silver Sun books. Oh, yeah. Right here. Here we go. They had another book, Dark Cat, which I figured I'd look into. Okay, especially with, I saw that name, Francisco Zamora writing it. Letterer of many of the Argo comics and Thunder Zone comics. So he is the writer of this story. Pencils and inks, Dario Brabo, who seems to have done some of the other Silver Sun work. Cover artist and color, Roger Goldstein. Okay. So Francisco actually lettered the book that I have the pre-launch page up with, and he has his character Vulcan, which is a public domain character. He has his version, Trials of Vulcan, in that Thunder Guard number 1, and he provides the lettering for that book. So we do have this Dark Cat number 1. Here's a cool action shot. Kick. There we go. This is a thin book. Here's some UMC characters hanging out together. Very cool. Okay. So, yeah, I'll be interested to read this. We had Francisco doing the writing in, it was Junkyard Joe number 1, the backup story with Trials of Vulcan. So now we have another writing credit here with Dark Cat. And number 2 is a full comic. Oh wait, that's like number 0. So that's a smaller story. This is a full-size issue number 1. And again, this was very good work as well. I had flipped through the interiors of this before. It was very good. The light reflection on the gloss page is drowning out the word balloon, but don't worry, there are words there. Okay, so that is, again, UMC Dark Cat number 1. Okay, again, through Indie Planet, I got a whole bunch of books from Big Bang Comics. Okay, get that all in frame here. Dr. Weird #1. It's a pretty thick comic, so it's $7.95, but it's much more than a regular comic. A lot of great creators coming in for this one. Let's see. Written by Pedro Angosto. Front cover and art, Joan Vives. Colors by Joan Vives, and special thanks to Maria Picasso. Gary Carlson is the main driving force behind Big Bang Comics. So we have this kind of origin story that was pretty good. I really like the art. I didn't read it, so I say it's pretty good. It looks pretty good. The art looks great. With Dr. Weird, who's been around for a number of years throughout my buying Big Bang Comics. They did have a run on Image. Yeah, I mean, I think this was a while ago, and I know I had that one. Dr. Weird says Jim Starlin was involved in there. George R.R. Martin. Got a number of pinups. Then we had a reprint here, Origin of Dr. Weird. So I think the first story is kind of like an origin, so I'll have to see how those line up. But Dr. Weird, Night Watchman. Okay. Let me see who's the writer of this one, because I know the artist. Story by Ray McKay and Gary Carlson. So the art is by Ron C. Williams. I've collaborated with a number of times. We still have an upcoming Thunder Zone book entitled GWP that I have to get out. Art and colors are completed. Great work. Ron has done a lot of work lately with Big Bang. Does another backup story here. Ladybug versus a skunk or polecat. I'm not sure. I saw them call her both names in this story. Very cool stuff. And then we have a third story that kind of looks like it's in an old school style, kind of what you see in the 1940s public domain books, which, speaking of which, they did a whole issue like that. Here, Big Bag Adventures number 29. This whole book, to me, I had to double check that it wasn't reprinting an old public domain story. It's new art, but it has a very, very classic style. You know, the higher panel count, just the art style itself, all led me to believe it was a public domain story from a while back, which it is not. It's a new story. So that's pretty cool the way they did that. Gave you like a old public domain style story in a new comic. Big Bang Adventures number... Let me go in order here, maybe. I'm already out of order in this one. I gave you 27, 29. Here's 26. Roundtable of America. Kind of like their Justice League. Which really has a cool art style in this one. By Luis Lorente. So he did the front cover. It's written by Pedro Angosto. So he's been doing some great stuff with Big Bang. And now he has this story. And he's always picking a good artist to collaborate with. Pedro's doing a great job with that. There's a look at these characters in great style. And I like this. I saw this section here. Kind of gave you like a roll call. You know, some people do a full handbook style page or whatever. This kind of gives you a scorecard. Enough of a scorecard to go on who's who within the story. And again, that was Big Bang Adventures 26, Roundtable America. Again, going out of order. Here's number 28 with Something in the Water, another Ron Williams story, but this time with his own creator-owned character. I think Amphibian Man, I think it is. Yeah, Amphibian Man. Amphibian Man and Shutterbug. I don't know if Shutterbug is Ron's or if Shutterbug is a Big Bang character. Again, Ron, great dynamic art. There's Amphibian Man in action. Just great work by him. And there is in the back a Big Bang Comics role-playing games, an introduction, explanation. I played Dungeons and Dragons many moons ago, but yeah, I'm not probably going to get to that part of it, but I will read this comic because it looks great. That's Big Bang Adventures 28. Swinging into a book that I have covered since number 1, The Improbable Girl and Wonder Kitty. This is number 9. There's a Don Simpson cover, which Don Simpson known for Megaton Man. Not to be confused with Megaton, who is a character from Megaton Comics way back. Megaton Explosion had the first appearance of Youngblood from Rob Liefeld, and had early Eric Larson stories. He was doing Vanguard in Megaton Comics. They kind of rolled into Big Bang Comics. Improbable Girl, Wonder Kitty. Writer and illustrator J.E. Carrales III. Copy editor Trish Ellis. Cover artist Don Simpson. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, Joe Carrales is the writer and the artist and the letterer. So he does it all. There's a recap, which is good to have. Always good to have a recap. especially an indie comic. If you're not publishing every month, it really comes in handy for people. This one is a conclusion to The Druid's Secret, Part 3 conclusion, which I think ramped up the action from the earlier issues of Improbable Girl and the Wonder Kitty. Ramped up the action a bit, and it was a great storyline all in all, through the 3 issues. I don't want to spoil it, of course, but I think the series is picking up steam in both writing and art. As I usually compare it to, the closest thing that comes to mind for the art style is, for me, is like Schoolhouse Rock. Those mini cartoons that used to be on Saturday mornings. That's where this art takes me to. And the book also contains the New People's Journal, which includes, I guess, pretty much commentary, letter column, interview type section with plenty to read if you are looking for a comic that's going to give you a lot of bang for the buck as far as reading material. So you got a lot within this book. Okay? So, Probable Girl, Wonder Kitty. United Fanzine Organization. I guess is Carrales Studios Productions, actually, the company. All right. Switching into Antarctica. Well, we're not going to Antarctica. We're going to Antarctic Press books. And the 2 issues come in from Tomorrow Girl. And number 6 here. Okay. They have Superverse on the upper corner, which again, exciting comics. My stories that appeared in that Antarctic Press book, I would categorize them probably in the Superverse of Antarctic Press. But we are seeing those also appear in my own Thunder Zone releases. They are part of that universe. But I guess you can have an alternate Earth version of them in Antarctic Press's Superverse. So yeah, this is great because it's Ben Dunn doing the art. Okay, really fell for his work in 1989, Ninja High School, either Yearbook or Perfect Memory #1, and been a fan since. Been still knocking it out of the park with great art. Okay, and Tomorrow Girl number 6. Tomorrow Girl number 7. Let me just see. If I see credits as far as, because I'm guessing he hasn't been writing it. He is doing the art. maybe he has been writing it. Yeah, I don't see credits. So, but again, Ben is doing the art. Fantastic. I do see credits for Ninja High School, number 195. Alfred Perez doing the writing, Ben doing the art. Let me see if we have that. Yeah. Art, Ben Dunn. Script, Alfred Perez. Colors, Nick Webb. Letters, Alfred Perez. Ninja High School. I think the colors are really good on this one. But yeah, I mean, 195 closing in on 200 issues. And it's just fantastic series all throughout. It seems we have a backup story. The Immortal Red Fox. Not to be confused with the comedian Red Fox. Story, Palmer and Archer. Art, Johnny Joseph Flores. Letters, Hector Negrete. Editor, Steve Russ. Publisher, Ben Dunn. Okay. Kind of a manga style. They do, Antarctic Press does occasionally get licenses from some live action manga, which I think is Sencha. That might have been, this might have been a show that I'm unaware of, or that's just art appearing as such. We go into, that's all Antarctic Press, all available through your comic stores. Grok Comics, Bill Raup, friend of mine. Facebook puts out the Grok Comics, Adaman, public domain character. Did an interesting thing with this Adaman number 0 in that he kind of did a framing story moving into a reprint of the public domain story of Adaman. Okay, we're still in that old school look that I mentioned before, back into the framing story. So it seems like the original Adaman handing the mantle to the new Adaman. Okay. I don't see credits. I just see creator Bill Raup. We have this Distant Thunder book. I thought this was a great cover. Writer Donald Perkage. Artist Alan Chow. Letterer Clem Robbins. Okay. So yeah, this looked like pretty good stuff as well. That's a little what we used to call fumetti, the picture of the background. Oh no, actually fumetti has people in a comic book background. Yeah, the art's very good. Cool looking character. and that is Grok Comics, Distant Thunder. I believe they're available on Indie Planet. Indie Planet also has Action Bunny Comics, okay, which is Sky Owens. Usually covers being inked by Tim Tyler. Take a quick look. I don't see the credits to know that that's for sure the case in this book. But Action Bunny Comics is usually more not safe for work comics, as you can kind of see on the cover here. But love Sky Owens' work from way back in the day. I think London Night Studios might have been first publisher with Sky Owens' work. And I enjoyed everything through that, through whatever he was self-publishing. Again, another title from his Action Bunny. Well, this is Zeron, if I didn't mention that. Number 5, this is Gaelic Pyre. Gaelic being kind of like an Irish, I believe, term. Very cool. Let me see if I see a quick credits here. No. Sometimes it's on the last page. No. All right. Sky Owens, as I said, always does great work. And this book is no exception. I had a free comic book day version of Massive's I Lie Popeye. Marcus Williams, who I had a commission from, seen a lot of his work online, loved it. He's doing this Popeye revival. Let's see. Story and art, Marcus Williams. Other colors, Rodney Velchez. Editor, Alex Garcia. And the most dynamic Popeye you'll ever see. Really like the free comic book day version. This is probably has a few extra pages on it. Look at that Popeye. So Marcus Williams, just a tremendous talent. And flip through this. Looks like a real winner. Massive. Okay. That's another property. Popeye I like since I was a kid. Godzilla I like since I was a kid. Godzilla Rivals. Picked this up. I saw Alex Sanchez's name in it, which is a great DC artist, Alex Sanchez. I'm not sure he's the one who did this because there's 2 artists involved. So I wasn't sure, flipping through it, if his work was in here or not. But still looks like good stuff. I'll have to examine that closer to see if I see pages that are recognizably his style, or if it's just a person with the same name. But Godzilla sometimes works better in movies for me than comics. But and I have a number of Godzilla figures that I really like. Let's see, there we got Mothra showing up, it looks like. So, should be an interesting read. And got a great variant cover section. I just so happened to open up this Ray Anthony Height one, who a friend of mine, many years at the conventions, and getting a couple of commissions from him for pinups in Argo Comics. Great talent. So that's Godzilla Rivals by IDW. Lastly, we got the Spawn Compendium, Volume 6. Okay, always been a fan of Todd McFarlane since he came around. Well, maybe not the first couple things I didn't catch right off the bat. Infinity Inc., I know. I saw it coming out as it came out. Anything after that, I was buying off the stands. The artist he has in this volume, with Eric Larson, John Boy Myers, Greg Capullo, Jerome Opeña, J. Scott Campbell, Clayton Crane. So this is a great lineup of artists involved. Image Comics, which Todd McFarlane, of course, is an Image founder. It's a chunky book. I have all the compendiums so far, and it'll be one massive read-through when I catch up to the current numbering, which this has to be just about 251 to 301. Okay, so that's going to do it for this one. Again, please click the like button, the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications if you'd like. Leave a comment. What are you reading? What books do you recommend? And we will see you on the next Indie Monster Haul.